welcome to this week's video. My name is Belle and I create Akashic Records oracle decks full of heartwarming stories and magical illustrations. This video is going to be about the clear senses, and this is a topic that I really like to discuss because I just love to explore the clear senses within me, and also I like to hear other people's experiences around the clear senses. So the idea for this video came to me whilst working on my first oracle deck. So today again I will take you with me behind the scenes of the creation process of my oracle decks, and at the moment I am reworking the first oracle deck that I ever created, or no, that's actually not right, that I ever finished. So I started a lot of different decks, tarot and oracle, but this one I actually finished, and I also ordered a sample copy, so it looks like this. And yeah, I've looked at all the themes, all the cards, the stories. So each card comes with a spiritual theme, comes with Akashic Records questions, and also with the story that is told by the two witch cat sisters. And in the first oracle deck it's from Lottie's point of view, so one of the two sisters is called Lottie. And I have been working on the theme about clear senses, and I realized that I didn't truly like the story that came with this theme. So I wrote all of the guidebook myself. I created the whole oracle deck from start to finish myself, and looking back at it, I might have started to create it 2 years ago by now. So it has been a really long time from there to now. And with that space in between, I can now have a look at it as if it wasn't my project. So I have some distance between the actual creation process to where I can maybe objectively, or not objectively, objectively, objectively look at yeah, the whole deck, and not be too focused on all the little details. So I came across card 42, which is one of the last cards, and it does look like this in the sample copy that I ordered from a printing company. And it's not about clairvoyance actually, it's more about many different clear senses, so I need to change this as well. And I also didn't, as I said, didn't connect with the story anymore, so I created a new story that brought me much more fun. But then of course the image didn't really match the theme anymore, or rather the story of the card anymore, so I created a new card which looks like so, and I would love to share the story with you for all of you who are interested in hearing the story for this specific card. And I'm also going to, as I said, talk about the clear senses from my point of view, how I think about them, or just a little insight from my own life. I think I do that. I might just stick to the basics. We will see. But you can hear my thoughts, and also you can watch me paint this beautiful card, and you can listen to the story and find out what Lottie is doing, observing the squirrels on the trees here. So if that sounds good to you, keep on watching, and I'll see you at the end. Have a lovely time, and yeah, have fun. So let's dive into the topic of the clear senses. And I think it's important to know that we are all born with these intuitive senses. Just like our physical senses, some people might hear more clearly, see more vividly, or even smell more intensely. These are simply different expressions of the same intuitive abilities that we all have. As a child, I think I experienced clairsentience the most. Even now, I still experience it all the time. But as I've grown, I've learned to observe myself and my surroundings more closely. And I would say this helps me better understand what's mine, what's actually my feeling, and what's someone else's energy or emotion that I'm picking up on. And for those of you who do not know, clairsentience is just the ability to feel many different things, to feel the energy of someone else or even objects or animals. So outside of your own feelings, you can feel your environment too. And there are much more clear senses like clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and I hope I do pronounce them right because you know my mother tongue is not English, so please excuse me if there is any mix up in the pronunciation. And yeah, so I do enjoy talking about the clear senses, especially because they play such a big role in my Akashic Records practice. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know how much I love working with the Akashic Records. And if you're interested in deepening one or more of your own clear senses, but you're not sure if your skills will ever develop, well, I'm here to tell you that you will strengthen your clear senses with practice if this is something you truly want. I've seen it with all of my students who have kept practicing, especially with those who come every week to read in the Akashic Records with me. And I can see such immense development from their first attempts to where they are now. I'm honestly so proud of them and of myself. So before I continue talking about my own journey, let me just recap and get out the senses just one more time. So we've had clairsentience, which is the ability to feel energetic fields that aren't your own. We have clairvoyance, which is the ability to see, and it's not seeing with your physical eye. It's much more seeing like you're imagining something. So I'm sure you can imagine a red balloon when I ask you to try, and it is much the same when we talk about receiving images, for example, from the Akashic Records. You can see those images just floating in your imaginary vision, if that makes any sense. So just like if you had imagined a rainbow or anything else, you can receive images, see images in that same way. We have clairaudience, which is the ability to clearly hear even things that aren't physically there. So it's much the same as with clairvoyance. You don't really hear with your physical ears. It's much more like, you can compare it when you have a song playing in your head. It's more like that. It's the same voice you can recognize from your day-to-day life, speaking in your head with you. It's that same voice, but it feels different, and it doesn't come from within your head, if that makes any sense. It much more comes from, I would say, it comes from above. And so I hope I'm talking sense right now. We also have claircognizance, and it is knowing without even the knowledge why you know that specific information. And I've had that as a child as well many times. I just knew something. I knew it with such intensity. I was so sure of myself, and I couldn't know it. I couldn't know that fact, but when time went by, it was always the right information I've had. So knowing something from a very deep place. And let's get back to my own story and about the part that I would love to be very much empowering, because when I look back at my first few weeks practicing Akashic Records readings, I remember sitting on the floor of my living room, looking left and up, which is the intuitive side that receives, but no answers were coming through. Later, my spiritual team told me that they had always been talking with me, but my senses weren't fully activated yet. So yes, everyone can learn to read in the Akashic Records. And in creating this card for my first Oracle deck, I wanted it to be an invitation. A sign that when you receive this card in your reading, it's a call to deepen your connection with the Clairsenses that wants to be explored at that time in your life. And for now, I'd love to read out the story that goes along with this card. To give you the full experience, I'll also share the Akashic Records questions that come with this theme in the guidebook of the Oracle deck. Now it's story time. So remember, this is from Lottie's point of view. The witch cat that is just the cutest and most adorable little person I know, and she actually is a living and breathing cat. In this moment, she is sleeping right next to me, snoring soundly, which is just the cutest thing in the world. So let's go. My supernatural senses always seem to awaken when I play. Not when I try or force or expect, but when I play. Since I was a child, I would hear whispers in the trees, see shimmerings in the corners of my eyes, and catch scents on the breeze that no one else noticed. Back then, I didn't have words for it. I only knew that the world felt fuller, softer somehow, like there was music playing just under the surface of everything. One time, I was out in the garden, chasing a particularly mischievous butterfly. It was glittering, I swear, when I noticed something strange. The tree next to me, it moved. Just a little, like it was shifting in time with my breath. I remember tilting my head at it, squinting, and then I heard it. A soft voice, almost like a hum, whispering, "Come closer." Naturally, I assumed I was losing my mind. It was a busy week with potion making, but I leaned in anyway, and sure enough, the tree spoke. "Careful of the squirrels," it said. "They're watching." Needless to say, I spent the next 10 minutes trying to figure out what the squirrels were up to, while they, of course, pretended to be completely unaware. But that's the thing. Magic doesn't announce itself with the trumpets. It sneaks in through play, through laughter, through moments like that when you're just present. Now I understand, these higher frequencies aren't somewhere else. Other realms don't float above us or behind hidden doors. They exist alongside us, woven through this very moment. Tuning into them isn't about being special, it's about being present. It's a gentle game of hide and seek with the unseen. And the more I relax into the play, the more magic I seem to find. So yes, this was the story. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And here again is the finished card of Lottie trying to find out what the squirrels are up to. And yeah, creating these cards, creating these stories, the questions for the Akashic Records, the themes that I like to explore deeper and wider in my own journey, on my day-to-day routines. It brings me so much joy. I cannot tell you how much I do just get lost in this practice. I could do it all day long and wouldn't get tired of it. It's such a blessing, honestly. And I do hope that one day, if you're interested, you can have one of the copies of this Oracle deck. It would make me so immensely happy. And I'm looking forward to upload it on Kickstarter, to finally be out there in the world for you to have joy with it as well. That would honestly make me deeply happy. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and as you might have seen, I've experienced a couple of very rainy days, so I've made myself such a cozy time today. It's a Sunday. Usually it is when I create and upload my videos. So wherever you are, I hope that you're all cozied up, that you have a wonderful time. I'm sending you so much good energy. Oh, I would love for you to like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel if that is something that interests you and that you have fun while guys watching. So without any further talking, I'm sending you off. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.